Hello there! Hello there everyone, welcome to The Geekdom, a place where we outcasts get to come and talk about the things we love, and today we're talking LEGO Star Wars. Now, in the past weeks it has been May the 4th, Revenge of the 5th, and the 40th year anniversary of Return of the Jedi, one of the best Star Wars films in my opinion. So in order to celebrate that, I whipped up an extra special set. Today we're looking at the Imperial Bunker Attack set. Now this set comes with the main build of the bunker, a side build of a swoop bike, and it comes with 7 Star Wars minifigures. Let's jump straight in with the swoop bike. Okay, taking a look at this swoop bike, you're probably thinking, I've noticed this build before, and that is because it is almost identical to the Kanan Jarrus speeder bike set from Star Wars Rebels. I love the designs that LEGO did for the speeder bikes in Star Wars Rebel. Have I altered this a little bit? Yes. I added an extra cannon on the bottom, I removed some of the spherical aspects to it because I just was not a fan of that. I think the ones from Return of the Jedi are way more angular and I way prefer that. Now, one glaring issue with this, the size. Now, the Return of the Jedi swoop bikes are a lot smaller than this one, but I didn't want to sacrifice quality over size. And I just think that the result that I got was way better than anything that I could have done on a smaller scale, and I wanted it to look really great next to the bunker. So I'm very pleased with this. As you can see, it mostly just uses dark greys, black, and obviously the primary colour of brown. You can see one minifigure, be it a scout trooper from this set, Han, Leia, or even if you wanted to bring an Ewok in, you could put an Ewok on there. I just think it's a wonderful side build and a great addition to the set. Okay, now before we take a look at the actual bunker, we're going to go to everyone's favourite part of the set, the minifigures. Now, as I said before, there's 7 in total. You've got Han, Leia, 2 Scout Troopers, R2, 3PO, and an Imperial Officer. Now, I'm just going to say this, with every single set I've done in the past, every figure, done by me. This one, not so much, because I just don't think you can do better. I mean, the Scout Troopers are one of my favourite Star Wars minifigures. I have one on display just behind me with my Razor Crest. It is one of my favourite Star Wars minifigures out there. I don't see how I could improve on LEGO's design. Could I have added a bit of arm printing? Maybe, but I just don't think it needs it. The Imperial Officer? Perfect. Nothing to be added. And C-3PO and R2-D2, you really think I'm going to touch them? That's some of LEGO's finest work. No sir. Could Han and Leia be improved? Absolutely. Now, we have never got an Endor Han like this before, so I needed to make it. I've missed the camo jacket, the brown pants, the boots. It's what's needed. It's what's required. So I gave him some dual molded legs. He's got the yellow piping on the side of his legs as well, continuing it up his entire leg, but mostly covered by his jacket, which is just awesome in my opinion. Han should wear more big jackets. As you can see, it's in that lovely olive green colour with the camo decoration all over it. He's wearing a white shirt opposed to his more common tan. He's just using the regular LEGO head and hairpiece, and yeah, he's looking great. He's got the dual molded legs, as I mentioned before. I love the brown colour on the legs, and I just think this Han figure has turned out beautifully. Moving on to the princess, her worshipfulness herself, and that would be Princess Leia Organa. This outfit of Leia has been done before. It has been done by LEGO before, but I thought I'd give it a try, see if I could do better. Frankly, I don't think I did. I think LEGO's is a lot better, and I think I could do better with this Leia. But, you know, in time, I'll make stuff better. I'm going to revise this set one day, probably. But she has been given dual molded arms, which I think she severely needed, and she's got brand new leg printing with that yellow markings on the side, and once again the dual molded legs for the boots. Now, I love this outfit for Leia. I think it's one of her best, and I think she had all of her best outfits in Return of the Jedi. So I wanted to give this a good shot, but once again I think LEGO's design was better, but I gave it a good crack, and I'm very proud of it all the same. Her headpiece and hairpiece are just the same as the ones used in the UCS Millennium Falcon, because I think they're perfect for Leia. And I assure you, none of this is laziness. I just think that LEGO is great. I think that LEGO does a fantastic job, and if I'm going to make a realistic set, why wouldn't I go with realistic LEGO standards? Okay, now moving on to the main attraction, which is the bunker. Now, I've tried to make this bunker look exactly like it did in the film. It's got those concave things on the side to make it look more angular. It's covered in many a different Star Wars detail, going from the lights around the rim. It's got the door panel on the front where Leia gets shot, and it's lined with vents like the one it is in the movie. And for that, I used some sloping pieces, which I think looked really good in the dark grey, and I think it's come out great in the renders. The door is in that lovely brown colour, and the doors can actually open, but we'll go more into that soon. There's a little bit of floor space in front of the doors where the figures can stand if you wanted to pose them in any action poses, like you were kind of doing a diorama from Return of the Jedi. There is no back wall, but that's just for playability and so that you can see inside. I wanted it to be accessible. I wanted people to be able to kind of look inside and see what's going on. And to aid that, the roof comes off, which was a challenge to try and figure that out, but I got it to work. I got inspiration from a ton of different modular Lego sets. I used those 1x4 flat tile pieces with 2 studs on them to make it a lot easier for the roof to come off, and I think it looks great, and I think it works a treat. The roof comes nice and clean off, and it gives you a lot more access to that interior. Now that interior, it's not that detailed, but I think it looks great. It's just a box, basically. The floor is lined by those 1x2 grill pieces in black, and there's a strip down the middle in the metallic colour, just for a bit of variety so that it's not one big black box. In the middle of it, you can see it's got the main console with those weird sort of, I'm not sure what they are. Are they buttons? Are they lights? I don't know. Just in the film, they're flashing. That's all that matters. So I've got them there in those whites, greys, and reds. And the rest of the console is just black bricks and a couple of button pieces. I mean, it's the same on the smaller consoles that surround the room. Just a couple black bricks, some little button bricks, and then, you know, just a 1x2 trans blue tile on the top. It's really not that complicated to build, but I love it. The complication was the doors. I had no idea how to figure these out. I took a lot of inspiration from the Daily Bugle, and I figured, hey, I'll make them sliding. So they go down a little corridor on the side made of bricks and flat tiles, so they can just slide across. They don't open all the way, but they open just enough to get some minifigures in if you wanted to do some posing or playing or whatever you want to use it for. The doors are built out of some browns, blacks, that sort of thing, and the side of the doors have those 1x1 bricks with the handle on the side, so that you can kind of open them more easily. You can just put your finger in and slide them across. It's a very, very simple build, but it is effective. Overall, I love this set, and I love Return of the Jedi, so watching it in cinemas the other week, I had to make this set, and I'm incredibly proud of how it's turned out. Feel free to let me know down below what your favourite part of the set was, and what you want me to do next, but until next time, may the Force be with you, always.